All right, already interesting. See a Wobbuffet.
I'll
Um,
take a quick peek at the bottom of the screen here. Usually keep it off so people don't learn what's going on. Oh, he's already picked. He's ready to go.
yeah, and they can see each other's teams.
Yes.
JediSonic, Wobbuffet. I don't think I've ever seen a Wobbuffet in doubles.
I haven't either.
Mawile, I think Mawile's kind of fallen off in VGC, but it's still like a good, it's still a good choice. It's just not as popular as it once was. I've seen it make it pretty far in like nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Dragonite, Terrakion.
Now, I'll be back in just a moment, okay?
Okay, I'll hold it down till then. Just got the first turn of game one coming up. See what leads each player chose. Gonna get Meowstick and Carbink from Koti, and JediSonic starting off with Wobbuffet and Mawile. So very interesting choices because none of these Pokemon are power except for Mawile. Like Mawile is so strong, and Meowstick is definitely support. And then Carbink and Wobbuffet are both going to provide some bulk. Wobbuffet is just he's a wild card for sure. Because Wobbuffet's gimmick is like, he can only learn 7 moves. And I don't know, I feel like most people who have played Pokemon know what's up with Wobbuffet. He's kind of a one-trick pony. But that being said, his moveset is... The moves he does have, combined with his ability, are very, very useful. They work so well together. So we'll see what Wobbuffet can bring to the field. Gonna see the Mega Evolution right off the bat, as expected. And a Trickster Thunder Wave onto the Mawile. That was smart because Mawile is the biggest threat on the field, so making sure that it's going last is hugely important. Mawile does get access to Sucker Punch, so it could still go on ahead. That was a good play, forcing Meowstick to stay on Thunder Wave. Carbink gonna hang on with Sturdy. Quad weak to Steel type, unfortunately. Now I'm curious to see what Koti does. It was an interesting first turn because at first glance it very much seems like JediSonic took the immediate advantage, but both his Pokemon are statused. So long term, this could play out well for Koti. Alright, we're going to see no attacks from Koti this turn. Stealth Rock, very interesting. Don't see that in doubles very much. Might be an interesting strategy, specifically if someone has a Charizard. I think JediSonic has a Dragonite on his team, actually. So that is very important because Dragonite's ability, Multiscale, cuts damage in half if it's getting hit at full HP. So if it gets hit by that Stealth Rock, it won't have that that first hit insurance. I believe that was Safeguard. And we're going to see an Iron Head to finish off the Carbink, but not before he succeeded in poisoning and setting up Stealth Rocks. Poisoning Wobbuffet, that is. Poisoning Wobbuffet is so important because that way he does not need to directly attack Wobbuffet and risk taking a Destiny Bond, a counter, a Mirror Coat. He can just let Wobbuffet sit there. Wobbuffet can't directly attack, so if he just lets Wobbuffet stay there and take damage from poison, it's going to be a rough time for JediSonic.
All right, my apologies. I'm back now. So looks like we have 3 over here for Koti and 4 for JediSonic. Yeah, I just heard you talking about Wobbuffet there for a moment, so he's able to get the Toxic off on it and just let it sit.
Yep. Now, Wobbuffet still can do a couple things. As we saw, he got the Encore first turn on Meowstick, so Meowstick is now locked into Thunder Wave. Both of JediSonic's Pokemon are currently status, so unless
a good situation.
Yeah, unless Koti has a Pokemon with Guts, we're probably not going to see much from this Meowstick. But he hasn't switched it out yet, which I like because he doesn't want to be predictable and just immediately switch out. Gonna see a Meteor Mash onto that Mawile, doing a good amount of damage. Does neutral damage since Mawile is part Fairy type.
Encore.
Yep. And that's what I was talking about. The first turn seemed like it was a complete advantage for JediSonic, but long term, these statuses can pay off.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'd say Wobbuffet's usually not used pretty often in VGC, correct? So,
No, I hardly see him. I hardly see him in any format.
Yeah. But basically, it's like if you carry Toxic, you're so good off against it. Otherwise, if you don't, I can see it kind of being like a good mix-up.
Yeah.
It helps you like get some predictions on like who they're going to attack, because you know like when they're careful about it or not.
I apologize. I just realized why Koti is not switched out as Meowstic. It's because Wobbuffet's ability is Shadow Tag. He's unable to switch out. He has to keep his Pokemon in. So Wobbuffet still does have a use here, just making the battle more straightforward for JediSonic. However, Koti evens up the game, 3-3. The Meteor Mash onto that Mawile. However, he is encored onto Meteor Mash, so this is very advantageous for JediSonic. Still has at least one more turn where he can stay. He can force his opponent to stay in. Gonna see the Rotom Heat come out. Gonna take a quarter of its HP from Stealth Rock. And both Pokemon are locked in. They're both forced to stay in and forced to use the same move. So I'm now really seeing the benefit of this Wobbuffet, even without Destiny Bond, Mirror Coat. The problem with playing the War of Attrition with Wobbuffet is that right there. You're forced into dealing with Shadow Tag for so long. And JediSonic now taking the lead, putting it at 3-2, I believe.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yep. Going for a Destiny Bond. I don't think that'll work with Toxic.
Nope.
Nope. And now it is 2-2. Do you remember if Encore wears off when the user of it faints?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. That's what I think too. I know there are some moves like that. So very offensive final two Pokemon from JediSonic, very defensive on the side of Koti.
Yeah.
Dusclops is extremely bulky. I think it's a pretty underrated Pokemon in doubles. It gets a lot of good support moves like Skill Swap.
Yeah.
Skill Swap in doubles is just shenanigans. But we're going to see a Dark Pulse onto the Dusclops, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, that was a stab Dark Pulse from Greninja, and it didn't
Not even half, yeah.
That's incredible. Meowstic locked into Reflect against two special attacking Pokemon, though, so a little bit of a disadvantage.
Higher damage roll, that's it. Able to get the 2-hit KO.
Gonna see a Wisp, and this is looking difficult.
Yep.
Especially with how powerful Greninja is with that Dark Pulse.
Yeah. And not much you can do at this point.
Yep.
Hope for Parahack.
I don't think I'm a little my knowledge is a little impaired just because I have not played Pokemon a whole ton recently, but if I recall correctly, in Gen 6 they made it so that electric types can't be paralyzed.
Correct.
And that would mean that
by like Thunder Wave and stuff, so they can buy like Sun Spore.
Oh, okay, okay. So Thunder Wave won't even. Oh, assist. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that move used.
I haven't either. It's the first time I've seen animation for that.
It's a solid move though. It lets you use a random. It's kind of like Metronome in the way that it lets you use a random move, but it selects the move from one of the other moves on your team.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is in... I think that's out of the 4 Pokemon he brought, not the total 6 Pokemon. So, interesting. Although, that did reveal that one of his Pokemon there had Ice Punch.
Yeah.
We didn't see that all game. But I'm assuming it was Metagross. And Can Metagross learn Ice Punch?
Yeah, he can.
Okay. I'm assuming it was Metagross then. Probably for threats like Salamence and, as we see on Jedi's team, Dragonite.
Yep.
Now, had Jedi brought Dragonite, that would have been a bit harder of a situation for him, just because Koti brought Stealth Rock to the field,
Yeah.
which is very interesting. That threatens the Rotom Heat and the Dragonite a lot, especially Dragonite.
Mm-hmm.
Any Pokemon with Sturdy, too, is very damaged by
Yeah.
Stealth Rock.
Alright, leading off that bulky start of Meowstic and Dusclops. Wobbuffet, though, he's ready to go on
Yep.
again.
I mean, Wobbuffet worked out so well for JediSonic last time.
Yeah.
And I actually like the Dragonite lead. It was like how I was talking about. It's kind of less effective to use Dragonite against a team with Stealth Rock, but he led with it. So
Yeah.
there's no way Stealth Rock can affect Dragonite this way.
Dragon Dance, he's ready to start sweeping.
Oh, wow. Okay, opting to paralyze the Wobbuffet this time. He might be trying to wait for a turn where it gets paralyzed so it can't Destiny Bond and then KO it. Interesting strategy. Now we're going to see a Reflect come out that's negating the Dragon Dance. Despite the fact that oh wow, and now Will-O-Wisp.
Ouch.
So now Dragonite's attack is cut in half, and Koti's defense is double. So even though he got that Dragon Dance up, this is going to do significantly less than it would have on the first turn.
Escape button, right? Or no? Oh no, Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon Tail. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic, having a Pokemon that keeps your opponent from switching, but then if they have a Pokemon that you want them to switch out,
Yeah.
you can force it. Total control. Total control. Mega Evolution from Metagross. Now Light Screen.
Mm-hmm.
Earthquake might still do some good
Wow,
damage.
it's really hurting there.
Yeah. Wobbuffet paralyzed again. JediSonic really you know, his team is really, like, this is really taking a toll on his team. Alright, Bullet Punch onto Dragonite just to make sure he doesn't get any extra Earthquake damage. Doesn't want any chip damage on his Pokemon. And we're going to see Assist again.
Waterfall. Okay.
Waterfall.
Not sure what has that, but
yeah.
Sure.
And then the paralysis. JediSonic throwing his hands up in the air like, give me a break, man. All right, Rotom. And again, we're gonna see a similar scenario from game one where Koti, not able to switch, had to eat an overheat onto that Metagross. I can only imagine something similar will happen, especially since Meowstic can't really do anything to stop Rotom since it's immune to Thunder Wave.
Yeah. Assist again. Play rough.
Play rough. Does he have an Azumarill?
I think so, yeah.
If he has Waterfall and Play rough, I just think Azumarill. All right, Will-O-Wisp onto Metagross instead of Overheat.
Yeah. Cody's just doing really no damage here right now.
Encored him onto Meteor Mash. That's actually pretty solid because Meteor Mash isn't going to do a whole ton to either of these Pokemon, especially with a burn.
Yeah.
So he might just want Metagross to stay in for a while. neutralize it, take care of the Meowstic, and then get rid of it, instead of immediately getting rid of Metagross and having to deal with Meowstic plus another Pokemon. Knock off. This could be big.
Ooh, that helps a lot.
That gets rid of the Power Herb. That's huge because
What does that help him out with? I forget exactly what Power Herb does.
Power Herb negates a stat change, like a stat decrease.
Okay.
So were he to use Overheat, his special attack would drop, and then the Power Herb would return it to normal. However, because that was knocked off, now he's stuck with -2 special attack, so he's only going to be dealing half the damage.
Yep.
Dusclops coming out. Now we're going to see probably some really defensive play. Most of these Pokemon, all support Pokemon. Rotom's got some power, but it's lacking right now. Another assist. Getting the Ice Punch out on the Rotom. That was not the move he wanted. I'm sure he was looking for the waterfall there. Hex, okay. I see, okay. Okay, that makes so much sense. He paralyzed him, so he wasn't, So, like I said, he could find an opportunity where Wobbuffet had not used Destiny Bond, and then hit him with Hex later on. Hex, for those who don't know, does double, I think it's double damage if the opponent has a status condition on them. Now JediSonic kind of backed into a corner.
Yep. -2 special attack on the Rotom. Greninja, though, can definitely do a lot of work here, and he is down one Pokemon right now.
All right, Zen Headbutt. That is stab and a crit, so it's going to do a lot of damage.
The chance of that happening right there was so low.
Yep. We're going to see a Wisp onto Meowstic, just getting as much damage as he can. Doesn't want to use... The only move I can imagine Rotom really doing any damage to anything with anymore is Overheat, because he has -2, but once he uses that other Overheat, his special attack becomes abysmal. So he's saving that for sure. Getting the burn, getting as much damage as he can.
More assists. Let's see what we get this time. Meteor Mash.
Meteor Mash. Onto the Greninja. Not much damage at all. Meowstic, not the strongest Pokemon. Alright, so now we're going to see the Dusclops go down, making this an even game. Can JediSonic overcome his Rotom being on low HP and his Greninja constantly taking damage? Gonna see Reflect wear off. Not a big deal for Koti anyway. I don't think either of these characters have, either of these Pokemon have physical attacking moves, but that's right. He has the Azumarill in the bag. I should have realized that because of the assist using the Azumarill move. So suddenly this just became a lot harder for JediSonic. It may, however, still be doable if the Greninja is running Gunk Shot. I don't know if it is. Gonna take the Rotom down.
Yep.
Now it's all up to Greninja. Grass Knot. No Gunk Shot. Azumarill's not the heaviest Pokemon either, I don't think. So that's not gonna do a whole ton of damage. Unfortunately, he can't opt for just Stab with Dark Pulse because Azumarill resists it. Just new Fairy typing. Oh, okay, there was a light screen.
Changing to Grass type, though, will also help resist versus Azumarill's Waterfall move, at least.
Yep, but he is not safe from Play Rough. However, Play Rough does have 90 accuracy. I've had those points.
Let's think of ways that he can get around this.
I had the game and Play Rough missed, and it just slipped through my fingers. Meowstic finally going down, and the Play Rough lands, and this is probably going to be it. All right, we're going to game
Game 3. Winner moves on to get top 3 guaranteed and guaranteed money.
Yep. Is there a pop bonus for Pokemon?
I don't think so. I think the
Okay.
pop bonus was for Rivals, Wii U, and Melee.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, he's saving a battle video.
Rivals was great.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
I'm interested to see what changes we may see in game 3 here.
I feel like it was kind of similar. Games 1 and 2. They just kind of played out a little differently, but the whole strategies were kind of similar.
Yep. Little tiny adjustments made all the difference. All right, starting off game 3, we're going to see the leads. From Koti, we're going to see his original leads from game 1. Meowstic and Carbink up against Power. Not bringing the Wobbuffet this time. Mawile and Terrakion.
Pure offense.
With the Intimidate, I'm sure Meowstic and Carbink don't care about Intimidate. I love Mawile. I love the smug look it has on its face.
You know a little bit about Carbink. I really don't know how it's used in competitive play, in all honesty. So.
I don't either.
And it didn't live long in game 1, right?
Yeah, it lived long enough to, I believe, Carbink was what got the Toxic off on the Wobbuffet.
Oh, okay.
And it also set up Stealth Rocks.
Got it. Otherwise, it's a really bulky wall.
Yep. All right, Iron Head onto Carbink again. And we saw... Oh, I'm sorry. We saw Stone Edge instead of Rock Slide. I was expecting a Rock Slide to break Carbink's sturdy, but maybe he doesn't have it. Opting for Stone Edge instead, more power. Thunderwave onto the Terrakion. That's big because Terrakion, one of its main assets is its speed. I believe it has 108 base speed.
Something like that, yeah.
So above average. 100 is the average. You're going to see another Iron Head onto Carbink, and it is a 4-2 advantage right now. But both of these powerhouses are paralyzed.
Yeah. The Wobbuffet strategy was fun, but going with full offense, though, easy lead.
It's a good change-up, too. So I'm sure Koti is very glad he paralyzed that Terrakion now, because otherwise his Volcarona would be in grave danger. And now we pretty much got all power on the field, and this is like really interesting because
games 1 and 2 are not like this at all.
Yeah, Mawile counters Azumarill, or checks Azumarill at least. Volcarona beats Mawile, Terrakion beats Volcarona, and Azumarill beats Terrakion.
But when 2 of them are paralyzed.
Yep. That's going to give an advantage to Koti, and he's about to even it up. No! Focus Sash?
Almost.
Yeah, Focus Sash. Okay. Wow. No Stone Edge onto the Volcarona, though. I'm surprised.
Unless he was expecting Protect, there's no reason to when they're paralyzed.
That's a good point. He could have been expecting Protect. He might not have Pokemon that can deal with Azumarill as well as Volcarona.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see the Wobbuffet come out. I don't think Wobbuffet's going to get statused.
Yeah, kind of disappointed now with these 2 left. Unless it gets like burned somehow by Volcarona.
Fortunately for Koti, he has a physical attacker and a special attacker, so...
Yeah, this is it now. 2-on-1 against Wobbuffet.
Giga Drain. And he does predict correctly and use the mirror coat. That was a mix-up situation. He didn't know which Pokemon was going to attack. He had to choose the right move. And now Rotom comes out. Rotom and Azumarill do check each other, I believe. Wobbuffet, not exactly sure what Wobbuffet can bring to the table right now if Azumarill just goes for Rotom. Gonna see a Thunderbolt. Rotom goes first. No Aqua Jet.
Yep, that's it.
That's gonna take it. JediSonic takes it 2-1. Very close set. So close.
Game 3 is a pretty strong victory, but game 1 and 2 could have went either way.
Yeah.
Both times.
Game 3 was so back and forth though. The advantage shifted.
We're gonna save that video.
Yep. Always good to save videos.